Hello everyone and welcome back to JDD TV. I'm your host Josh and we are back for the Canada vs Morocco match preview. And I was really hoping a few weeks ago when I was going to do this preview that the match would have actually meant something for Canada. But unfortunately, with a 0-0-2 record, we've already been eliminated. So this match is simply for pride. There are still some pretty interesting storylines to break down and talk about potentially what squad we can see Herdman use. But unfortunately for us, it doesn't mean a lot, so our only goal here is, to play spoilers. So hopefully you guys are excited for this preview. If you are, as always, be sure to drop a like, drop a sub, and let's get into it now. Alright everyone, so unfortunately after 2 matches, Canada has already been eliminated. There was a lot of hype around this national team leading in, but I mean, you know, the fact that we were in a group with Belgium, Croatia, and even Morocco, who looks so good right now. It was never going to be easy. I was very proud of our performance against Belgium. I mean, we kicked this off with a 1-0 loss, but that missed penalty and just the performance alone just showed that Canada deserved to be here. A team that's kind of on the decline like Belgium was open for an opportunity, and unfortunately just we weren't able to capitalize, and that in the end cost us. Even if we got a point out of that, we've been fighting for something right now. I don't know how we did, but we just went away with that Belgium match with absolutely nothing. It was heart-wrenching and it led up to our next match against Croatia. And this one was just simply unfortunate. I mean, you guys saw my 5 takeaways. I was pretty emotional after it, and I want to clarify on like my Herdman comments, because after the match was over, basically Twitter was going crazy and they're just saying like Herdman's mouth costed Canada the match. And that's where I was trying to articulate my point, saying no. What Herdman said was not right. I mean, you say that in the locker room. That's where it was supposed to be. That's where it should have been, not in front of the media, not to give fuel to the fire, to anger the Croatians, or even make the Croatians laugh. Because I got a lot of Croatians who were very kind in the comments saying, we weren't angry, we're just confused that Herdman would say that. And I agree. And a lot of my colleagues as well didn't like the comments, and I don't. So I just want to clarify, the comments from John Herdman were not bright. Taking a look at the Morocco side, incredible. I mean, going into this World Cup, there was the Canadians and then there was the Moroccans being like, hey, we need to beat each other. Whoever's going to do that is going to move on. Well, guess what? After 2 matches, we're already eliminated, and Morocco could probably beat us and probably will beat us, and they could potentially sit top of the group depending what will happen in the other match. But Morocco with an incredible 0-0 performance against Croatia. They had a game plan. They stuck to it. Herdman should have probably took a little bit notes off of what Morocco did. They sat back, they soaked up the pressure. They haven't conceded a goal in a very long time. I don't have the numbers in front of me, but it's an incredible streak right now. They then were able to get that point, which put them in a pretty good position leading up to Belgium, where they, again, disciplined, defensive, and they just took their opportunities and they punished what looks to be a very poor Belgium side right now, and picked up an impressive 2-0 win to sit with 4 points. So Croatia and Morocco are both on 4, Belgium's on 3, and we are obviously eliminated. So Morocco is looking to pick up points, and if Croatia picks up points, those will be the 2 moving on. And honestly, right now, they're the 2 in the group that are playing the best. They deserve to go through. But again, this game isn't for nothing for Canada. We are still playing for pride. You ask any one of those players, this is a World Cup, that match doesn't matter, but they're going to want to make a point. Even if they get a draw, you know, they pick up their first World Cup point ever. Canada is still playing for pride. I know Herdman, I know the boys, they're going to go in there and they're going to try to make it difficult for Morocco. And that's where we get into the starting 11. I think this is where it's going to be interesting because, I mean, to me, like, again, this game doesn't matter. I would love to see us get a point because you know, we don't go 0-3. We get a point at least. And if you look at the matches, probably the money is on probably Croatia winning and then also Morocco winning here. But it is also a bit of a mind game, and I wish I could have got Benjamin on, but I mean, he's in Qatar right now. But I'm curious because it just takes 1 point from Morocco. So I'm curious to see how Morocco are going to take this match, because they played so well and so disciplined against 2 like bigger opposition, and they did very well picking up 4 points. And now they're going up against Canada, where they could probably try to go toe-to-toe and maybe take the match to us a little bit. But they only need a draw. They only need a draw. So I'm curious to see the way that they handle the match. If they're just like, all right, you know what? Let's just go for it because we think we can take on Canada. Or if they're going to be disciplined, they're going to wait for their opportunities. Canada, I could see having a little bit of the ball and kind of falling into Morocco's trap a little bit, but I don't really know. I think it'll also depend on how Canada line up, because there's a lot of question marks around the starting 11. I think it'll be interesting to build, but that is something to consider. It only takes a point. This could be a boring 0-0 and Morocco still go through, but I think that they're going to back themselves, potentially top the group. The goal differential maybe right now won't help them because Croatia picked up that big 4-1 win, depending what they do against Belgium. You never know. I mean, they're only 1 goal ahead of Morocco, so it is interesting. It is interesting. But I just wanted to point it out. It only takes 1 point for Morocco to get through, so maybe that will play in the minds of the Moroccan players. But maybe not. Maybe they're just going to go gung-ho and they're going to go at us. And depending on that, we'll take a look at the starting 11. So this isn't going to be my predicted starting 11 for John Herdman. I usually give a predicted starting 11 that I believe John Herdman will do. I was close on both of them. I was 1 player off on my 2 other predicted ones. This one's going to be what I would do. Just because I want to hear what you guys, this game doesn't matter. I don't know what he's going to do, but let me know in the comments what you'd like to see, because this is an opportunity for Herdman to maybe test things out, give some players maybe an opportunity who obviously has maybe spent some time on the bench. I am going to make it pretty strong because, again, I want to see Canada get their first point. I would be thrilled with a 0-0 because then Morocco can go through and Canada don't go 0-3. I'd be thrilled. Obviously, the boys we're going to want to win, but I see them, or what I would like to see Herdman do is maybe line up in a 4-3-3. That's what Morocco is going to be playing with. Try to go toe for toe with them, match them up a little bit, and you'll see what I mean, because I think this is a good way of potentially taking the national team to that next level. Jonathan David and Kyle Larin have had poor tournaments so far. I really think that they do play better together, but I am going to stick with one of them. That's why the 4-3-3. I think if you kind of get that midfield a little bit more secure, I think this could lead for some opportunities for Canada. But in goal, we're going to have Borjan. I mean, I'd be fine if you put St. Clair in, but I mean, I'm assuming it's going to be Borjan. Right back, I'm going to go with Alistair Johnston. The 2 center backs, again, it's going to be Vittoria Miller. Left back, I'm starting at Akubi. I mean, Larea did play well, but I think it's just a good time to start him. I think that we missed him a little bit, and at that left back position, I think that's an opportunity for him to shine. Then I'm going to go for the 3-man midfield, and it'll depend. I don't start Hutch. I mean, I don't know. He's hit his 100 caps. I don't know what his international future or even his footballing future will look like. Maybe bring him on for the last 10 minutes or so, but he looked gassed in that game. He really struggled, and I don't know if he's going to be ready. His legs will be ready to start again. If Eustachio, which Joshua Cloak tweeted out that he is in training, so he did pick up that knock. And I want to be clear, if there's any knocks to any of these players, don't risk them. What's the point? We're playing for nothing. I know that these guys will want to play, but like Eustachio's going back to Champions League with Porto, same as Davies. I mean, I know Borjan's got that knock, but he seems fine. If there's any type of knocks, don't risk it. It's just simply not worth it. But if Steph's good to go and he wants to play and everyone thinks it's fine, yes, start him as the 6. If not, throw in Samuel Piet. A lot of you guys were screaming for Eustachio once he came off that, get Hutch off too and put in K, put in maybe Frazier, put in Piet. I think out of the 3 in terms of the 6 in my little formation, it's going to be Samuel Piet. So it's either Eustachio or Piet as the 6, depending on what Eustachio's fitness is like. And then play with the kind of the 2 8s. Start Ismail Kone. Start Jonathan Osorio. They both look very promising. I think in a midfield 3 like that, knowing that you have a Steph or Piet behind you gives you a little bit more freedom to go up the pitch, still having your defensive responsibilities. I think that could be the future of the national team. It could even turn into a 4-2-3-1. Maybe Kone drops back a little bit deeper. He's obviously a little bit more defensive with Piet, and then Osorio is your cam. But I think that 3-man midfield would, fix a lot of the issues that when Canada gets run over from the midfield. I don't know if Morocco will do that because that's what Croatia did, but I think it's just a nice little look. And then on the wingers, you have Tajon Buchanan on the right, who I think's probably had the best tournament for a Canadian. On the left, Alphonso Davies. But again, any knock, throw in Liam Miller, throw in somebody else, even Kyle Larin then on the wing. But I'm assuming Davies going to start. I think he just wants this opportunity. And then Jonathan David up front. Jonathan David is the one that I was the most disappointed with so far. I think this is still a good opportunity for him to maybe score a goal, have a good performance, give him a little bit of confidence leading into what could be a very important transfer window for him. But that's my lineup. That's what I would like to see. A nice 4-3-3 balanced team, see what it can do against Morocco. We win, great. We tie, great. We lose, it's fine. This game doesn't matter. I'd like to see what we can do and give some of these players like an Ismail Kone an opportunity to really shine in a system that I think could suit him a little bit. But let me know, guys, in the comments below. I know that this preview is a little relaxed because we're not playing for much, but there is still pride on the table. There's the first point that could be on the air. There could be the first win, or just hopefully the opportunity to get some of the players on the pitch who I think are going to have an opportunity just to see out this World Cup with success. Morocco has looked fantastic so far. I hope for a draw because, then it gets Morocco and then doesn't make us go pointless, but Morocco and Croatia have been the 2 best in this group by far. They both deserve to go through, so hopefully the Moroccans are watching. We will be cheering for you guys in the round of 16. It'll be a tough task depending if you get Germany or Spain, but hopefully you guys did enjoy this preview. The watch along, as always, will be over on One Soccer. I believe Alex, Adam, and whoever else pops by. Jordan Wilson was there last time, so hopefully we'll be able to see a couple more Canadian goals and at least a good match to close out our World Cup campaign. Thank you guys so much for watching this preview. If you enjoyed it, be sure to drop a like, drop a sub, and we'll see you soon. Cheers, friends.